Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's Fuel and Food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, here's a quick Weigel's and weather update. Let's talk about Weigel's. Did you know they have a new Winter Wonderland milk? What is that made of? It's frosty vanilla mint. It's delicious, and there's a 100% chance that it's delicious. You got to try it. Check out the Winter Wonderland milk from Weigel's. It is delightfully delicious, and as you can imagine, it's only around for a limited time because they've got to make room for other products down the road, but you have to make sure you grab it. In winter time, it's perfect. You might want to have a bottle in hand, maybe grab 2 bottles so you can share it with the family. They would appreciate it, as I know it's a big hit in the Aldridge household. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. By the way, did you know it's cold outside? Oh, you don't need me to tell you. But I can tell you this, it is cold outside, so much so that it's now 23 degrees in Knoxville. But you just go outside the county. Just go up to, say, Jacksboro, Middlesboro, Crossville, Wartburg. They're in the teens, and it's awfully cold, where you might see 13 in Jamestown starting off this morning. Scott County, shout out to you. You're at 14 degrees. Did you know the normal low is 30, at least in Knoxville? We still have some opportunities to drop a few more degrees because the sun doesn't come up. Sun doesn't even wake up. It doesn't even get started until 7:45. So a very cold morning. It's 21 Newport, 18 in Athens. Compare and contrast that to Madisonville. They're currently at 25 degrees. If you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. Steve Stone with a good morning and a happy face and a sunshine. He's in the know. He knows that we're going to get some sunshine, although that's usually his signature comment. Love to have Steve there. He's on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook, Carrie Aguilar says good morning, sunshine. It's chilly out, bundle up. Stay safe and stay warm. I think those are 2 good ideas, especially today, as we'll make a run into the upper 30s. That's where I expect to be later today. In fact, let's talk about the wind speeds. Are they moving yet? They're moving in Morristown. It looks like 7. It's 4 miles per hour there in Newport, but nothing in Oak Ridge and Knoxville, so hence with no wind speed, you don't get a wind chill. You get a wind chill, you get a wind chill. Well, you got to have wind. That's kind of like a prerequisite. 16 the temperature is what it feels like in Kingston right now, 13 in Wartburg, and with wind gusts a little higher in the Smokies, they might even feel much colder. Some of those purple areas represent single-digit wind chills, and we have currently wind speeds gusting over 20 in some cases across parts of the Smokies. I'm going to come back as we look at the January outlook. Right, yesterday we managed to make it to 46 degrees. That was the warmest day. Well, it was pretty close to the first of the day. First of the year was 45, but still, normal high is 48, so we could classify that as near average. I do believe we hit 48 in Oak Ridge yesterday, but this gives you an idea that for the first 12 days of this month, it's been exceedingly cold. I got some other notes I want to share with you. Hi there. I take notes. You know that I'm a note taker. By the way, normal high and low is 48 and 30. We're going to be around 39 today. Record high is 74 back in 1937 and in 1932. That's back when FDR, and prior to that, 1932 was Herbert Hoover. But the record low is 1. It's a lonely one from 1893. Yes, we've been as cold as 1 degree on this date back in 1893 when Grover Cleveland was president the second time. So how do you like that? Sun's up at 7:45. Got a lot to talk about because I know that some of you are like, ooh, I'm excited about the cold winter weather. Are we getting some snow today? No. Are we getting some snow tomorrow? No. But somebody had told me, I was doing some errands yesterday. You ready for this? I was doing some errands and someone says, David, I heard we're going to get some snow on Friday. I said, really? I said, that's unfortunate. She said, what's unfortunate? Unfortunate that that's what you heard. Because we're not getting snow this Friday. We're getting some rain, and it's going to come in very late at night, practically after midnight, Friday night to Saturday morning, so you'll want the umbrella. But for someone to be told, I heard we're getting some snow on Friday, that's not good. Because it's not true. So I'm just telling you, if you're going to check the source, be sure it's somebody who's doing a daily forecast, not these deep-sea fishermen who like to, oh, we're getting a storm 18 days from now. Really? Tell me, what are you doing on the day-to-day? Maybe that's how you should consider your second opinion, because you're hearing misinformation if you're hearing the words, we're getting snow this Friday. We're not. We're getting some rain late Friday night into Saturday, but I digress. We're getting way ahead of myself. You can see there's mostly clear skies across the entire state. We have some freeze concerns or cold weather concerns there on the far right toward Roanoke. They've issued some cold weather advisories, which basically have replaced the wind chill advisories from years past. It's a new product from the Weather Service. But I can tell you, it is snowing in Chicago. It is snowing in Indiana, parts of it, and Illinois. but most of it's centered around the Great Lakes today, and we're going to find bright sunshine during the course of your Tuesday, today being the 14th of January. Got other notes coming in. Oh, I want to say hi to Fred. He's got an observation. He's 22 degrees. He's 22 degrees in Maryville in Blount County. He says Weigel's Coffee. I'm with you, Fred. Thank you so much for that help and appreciate your support. I know Weigel's appreciates it. I appreciate your support here on a Tuesday morning. We've got more snow across Maine, across parts of upstate New York. By the way, rainfall. We've now had 1.59, and of course the big storm was Friday. Friday, of course, we had 5.1 inches. Yours truly was calling for 2 to 5 plus. I guess the plus could include the 0.1, but either way, some would say, I only got 3. I'm in West Knox County, I only got 3. Some of you might have had 4, some of you had 2. Some were complaining they didn't get enough. And someone said, I heard it's real hard to forecast this area. It depends on who you're listening to, right? I told you from the jump, this had a chance for some mix. And many of you from Knoxville Point South did get some mix. I saw it all the way up to Strawberry Plains and Mascot, but I digress. All that, in the big context of things, we averaged 4.76 inches of rain and melted snow in the month of January. That's typical what we see this time of year. By the way, I'm going to show you the forecast for today. Let me get to that. 39 is where I expect to be today. Some of us will be in above 40, like Athens, 42. I got us at 41 Sevierville, 41 in Newport, and 37 Morristown. So given the fact that yesterday was 46, we're going to be about 7 degrees cooler as compared to yesterday, but with enough sunshine and enough snow melting underfoot. Many of us have seen, with the sun shining, many of us have seen the snow and ice melt and disappear. Obviously, with the sun, where you still have some shadows on some of those side streets, there could still be some ice, so be extra careful. But by and large, things are going to be improving with the sunshine today. I think we're going to see some good conditions in that regard. And by the way, we're going to find quiet weather for those who might be headed off to the bus stop this morning. Let me go back to, see if I can slide this. Actually, I did say the sun's up at what time? 7:45. Let's go ahead and change that, because I want to see if I can do this on the fly. Can we do that? Because I know we're adding time. Did you know we're adding 1 minute and 15 seconds today? That means this time is now a 5. Ooh, you're doing it on the fly. I like that. It's like behind the scenes. And the sun will go down tonight, or this afternoon, at 5:45. Isn't that nice? And we could probably throw on some little bit of happy face, maybe some sunglasses. Would that be appropriate? I think that'd be appropriate. Put those sunglasses on. But it's awfully cold this morning, and we're going to continue to see. We could probably make this a brighter situation here. Let's go ahead and make it like this. That looks a little bit better. I think that's consistent with what we're going to see here on a Tuesday. So be prepared as we head through the time here. By the way, I'm going to get to, let's see, go back. We'll just pick up where we left off, because we had 1.59 inches of rain and melted snow, and then 5.1 is what we officially recorded. But let's take you through time. If you need some evidence that it's going to be rain, this particular animation will only detect the rain. That's what it's good at. That's what it's doing. Notice nothing's happened through 5 o'clock Friday. But then once we move Friday night, Saturday, some of us have picked up a half inch, maybe close to or 3/4 of an inch of rain. That's why I suspect you're going to have the need for an umbrella if you're headed out late on Friday night or getting up early on Saturday. It will be a little soggy, but this will be a rain event that comes in this upcoming week. So there we go in animation form. 7:45 goes to bed now at 5:45. We're adding 1 minute and 15 seconds in the day. The length of the day is still obviously 24 hours in a day, but I wanted to show you where we were sunrise, sunset time. Got a good morning from Tyler Wiseman. Good morning to you. He's one of my premium members, and Marilyn Bell says it's 22 degrees. It's cold in White Pine. Travel safe and enjoy your day. Thank you so much, Marilyn, for being here. I appreciate you very much. It is 6:49. Let me get to the headlines, because this will catch your attention, and the next couple of slides I think will really catch your attention, because you want to know what the next big story is? It's the cold. Maybe not today, although it is chilly. It's going to be exceptionally cold next week. More on that in just a second. Bright sun and chilly today for an afternoon. More clouds arrive tonight, but they will be clearing after midnight. So expect a good chunk of clouds rolling in, and then they'll roll back out in time for another sun-filled day on Wednesday. Wednesday, another chilly day. We'll be lucky to hit 34, mid-30s tomorrow, but rain arrives very late, most likely after midnight on Friday night. May very well last much of the day on Saturday. Now, temperatures right now, as I mentioned, 23. It's actually 16. Jackson, Kentucky, Charleston, West Virginia, 20 in Nashville, And our friends in Hamilton County down in Chattanooga currently have 28 degrees. But you throw in the wind, there's a little bit of wind. Feels like it's 19 in Chattanooga. Feels like it's 13 in Nashville at this particular time. All right, I got to show you this. This is kind of interesting. It's probably what maybe if you stuck around long enough to see. I want to put this into context because what you see in colors here will apply to the next map or two I show you. Now, temperatures right now in Huntington, West Virginia, for example, 17. But they're sub-zero in Minneapolis. They're at -8. That's an actual air temperature this morning at 6:50 Eastern. It's -8 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. 18 below in Bismarck. You say, well, that's the purple color. That's not coming here. Yes, it is. And if it is, do you have enough firewood? Are you ready? Are you prepared for a exceptionally cold? You remember how cold it was in the middle of the latter part of January last year? We fell to 0 one time in the morning. On the 21st of January, we fell to 6. On the 22nd of January, 2024, we fell to 10. So if we fell to 10 or thereabouts again, or even colder, would you be prepared? Would you have enough firewood on hand to keep you warm? That's the big question, because by the time we get to Martin Luther King Day and beyond, some of us are going to say this is unusually cruel, this cold air. It's -11. Madisonville, Des Moines for the wind chill. So some of these purple colors should be recognized as temperatures that are either single-digit wind chills or temperatures in the teens or even colder. I'm looking at St. Louis, they're at 15. But if you're wanting to know when does that get here, look no further than the holiday, which is next Monday. Monday, of course, is MLK Jr. Day. Watch the calendar, look at the clock, and look at the date. Look at that purple. Omaha, Minneapolis. You say, well, that's kind of what they're seeing this morning. That's right. But the only difference is by the time we get into the 20th, which is Monday, it comes to town. And not only does it come to town, it stays in town. That's the problem. That's the 20th. That's the 21st. Oh, my goodness. It's still super cold. Yeah. We could be talking about single-digit wind chills and single-digit temperatures in some cases. So please, if you haven't thought that if you thought winter was gone just because we're getting rain late Friday night, Saturday, know that it's reloading. It's going to lock and reload. That's what it does. It tends to do that. One of the many things you have to take note of. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the Winter Wonderland, nothing more winter than cold air. In fact, the milk that Weigel's has is a frosty vanilla mint. It is delicious. Once you try it, you're going to say, I got to have another bottle. And it'll go pretty quickly. It is deliciously, delightfully delicious. Available for a limited time at a Weigel's near you. Pick up a bottle, pick up 2 bottles. As I like to say, it's just better when it's fresh, farm to store. In fact, they say it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. The brand new Winter Wonderland. Pick up a bottle today. I think you'll be impressed for sure. When I talk about this cold air, there's nothing more wintry than what's coming in next week. Some of the coldest air we've seen in 12 months. In about a year's time, it's coming. I'm wondering, are you ready? Mentally and otherwise, are you ready? Marilyn Bell says, will Friday night be rain or freezing rain? Oh, it'll be rain, Marilyn. Just rain. It'll be warm enough upstairs and downstairs. It's just rain. So when someone says, I heard we're getting this, when someone tells me when I'm out doing errands yesterday, I heard we're getting snow on Friday. I said, that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate because that's not true. So this is why I say this is where you have to make the decision. It's not only a battle between ice and snow and freezing rain last Friday. Now it's a battle for your trust. Who are you going to trust? If you're not getting a source that's giving you a daily forecast, you know what I'm talking about. The ones who do the forecast every day, how do you know if they're accurate? They're only going to swing at the bat once every time there's a quote-unquote storm? I think it's clickbait. You got to be very careful. You got to be very careful. And just because this Arctic blast comes in, this does not necessarily mean snowstorm or blizzard, because dry air is cold and cold air is dry. So it could come in with a whimper on the snow, but a shocker for your heating bill once you get into the end of the month, because this is going to linger like this. This is the 22nd. This was like 20th, 21st, 22nd. It's still bone-chilling cold. This is going to be, wow, I'm certainly glad I listened to you today because I need some firewood. I need to figure out how to heat my home. I need to check on your elderly neighbors, your pets, the whole 9 yards. The cold air will be the story next week, and maybe a little bit of relief coming in the second half of next week. Valley Planner for today, upper 30s. Bright sunshine, chilly. It is now 6:54. My goal is to be done at the top of the hour, I think, and know that I can be doing that. We'll be finished at 7. Precipitation chances. Question that Marilyn had, is there any chance this is freezing rain? I see this as rain. It'll be warm enough upstairs and down that we have a rain event on Friday night, and it says after midnight. Temperatures by Friday night should be in the mid to upper 30s. So there's no concern when it's 36, 37, 38 that it's freezing. It's not. It's going to be rain that comes in, and it may very well be closer to 40 when you wake up Saturday morning. So a lot of rain, half inch to an inch, or half inch to 3/4 of an inch, as we saw, is on the menu. Storm Prediction Center not showing much of anything. It's rare, but not unheard of, to have all 48 states, lower 48, to be void of any color, which means there's no thunderstorms of the general variety, and certainly no severe weather to talk about today or even tomorrow. But again, as we talk about the big story, we'll be coming in with some rain on Friday night late and into Saturday. Wednesday also pretty quiet for travelers who might be on the road, and even Thursday. 3 days in a row, no colors, no severe weather, and no thunderstorms to speak of. Meanwhile, high pressure is our fair weather friend today. Got a weak front, or trough, I should say, that's going to produce some flakes in Charleston up toward West Virginia by this afternoon, and maybe a few flakes in the Smokies with the extra clouds tonight, but I wouldn't count on much. Most of us are going to be quiet ho-hum, and we're down to about 18 tonight, 34 tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon will be a nice day. It's just another chilly day where a jacket is probably not optional, but probably required to keep you stay warm through the course of tomorrow. By Friday, however, and Thursday, we're back in the 40s. I have us at 44 on Thursday. I have us at 47 on Friday. So temperatures are going to be a little warmer heading into the rest of this week before we lock and reload for something cold and brutal. Cold and brutal. That's a good way to describe it for next week. Bright sunshine, chilly, high temperature today, 39. As we take a look at the forecast for today, and you're just joining me, don't be surprised if you hit 40 in La Follette. Don't be surprised if you hit 39 in Morgan County and Wartburg. Looking for a high in Crossville today of 37 degrees. I got a note from Felicia. Good morning. It's cold in South Knoxville, I would imagine. And the good news is, Felicia, you should be in the upper 30s, at least in the shade, later this afternoon. Kathy says good morning. She's on the slide here on the right. Good morning, David. Brother-in-law drove over River Road in Mill Springs and Dandridge last evening. No melting there. Please be careful. Thank you very much for that update. I know people appreciate that. And good morning, David. Everyone, Burr cold in Kodak. Be safe. She wants everybody to be safe there in Kodak and beyond, so thankful for her. One thing we didn't talk about today, as I'm going to slide back up to my other slide, is I'm just kind of like perusing through all the things that I wanted to show you this morning. One of the other things I wanted to see was the visibility. Do we have any patches of freezing fog? It would appear not, as some of the visibility did not go down as what was anticipated, so that's good, because when it's foggy and it's this cold, hence the fog becomes freezing, and it can also mean that you're using more windshield wiper fluid. That's sometimes the case in some manner, but certainly that does not seem to be the issue this morning. It is 6:58. Again, high temperatures, low 40s for the Southern Valley. I got Athens, McMinn County at 42, Tellico Plains at 43, and Sevierville Pigeon Forge should be nudging 41 today. If you're traveling on the road, look for a high around 30 for Lexington, Charleston to the north, 45 for Atlanta, 55 for Augusta, and about 51 down toward Tupelo if you're headed south and west. Tonight we're down to 18. Expect more clouds tonight, clearing late. Winds are going to be about 3 to 8 miles per hour starting off from the south and west, and then more variable. Could drop to 10 degrees for Jonesville by morning, 11 in Oneida. You're already in the teens now. That probably isn't going to surprise you, but it's cold, my friend. And if you have clouds, I'd say from 6 o'clock to 11 p.m., don't be surprised, but those two will be transient. They'll be moving out and will be clearing out late tonight. Speaking of tonight, that's 18 in Oak Ridge, 18 Kingston. Here is your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. It's colder tomorrow in the afternoon by about 5 degrees. We jump another 10 degrees up Thursday at 44. And then very late Friday night into Saturday, we have periods of rain. And I have temperatures, I think the coldest that will be in the area would be 36 and rising. Many of us will be in the 40s by the time you get started on Saturday. But then the temperatures do a little flipperoo, as it were, as it's going into Monday night, or I should say Sunday night, Monday, a 2 a.m. high. Temperatures will be spent mostly in the 20s, and it will get sharply colder. How cold for your town? You'll have to stay tuned, because there's a lot going to play out in this. This is one of the situations where next Monday, MLK Jr. Day, it's also Inauguration Day. It's going to be super cold here. It's going to be super cold in D.C. Everybody in that purple shading has reasons to be concerned if you don't have a good heat source. If you're relying on firewood, you might want to have more on hand, because you could never know how much you're going to use in a short period of time. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, do in fact look pretty brutal. By the way, if you're on YouTube, find me on YouTube. You can find us there, youtube.com/@CaptainAccurate. It's free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have a Captain Accurate weather app you want to make sure you download with Pete Michaels Traffic as well. By the way, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the Winter Wonderland, it is delicious. What's the flavor? It's frosty vanilla mint. It is delicious. It is one of the best products you can try at Weigel's today. They have all sorts of great products, but I'm biased. I love the milks. I love the flavored milks. They've been doing it for quite some time, since 1931. They've been around for over 90 years. Winter Wonderland, of course, is around for just a limited time. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.